I'm proud to be able to say that I experienced the rise of the PlayStation 1, and that I was able to see the hype heading into its predecessor, the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 is known for its awesome library of games, but was also known as the cheapest DVD player at the time. I did a video of my top 5 PlayStation 1 games, and now we head into my top 5 PlayStation 2 games. Remember, this is my list. A lot of my choices are decided on my own personal nostalgia. So here we go. Number 5, Madden 2001. Still to this day, the graphical difference of Madden 2001 on the PlayStation 1 to the PlayStation 2 is crazy. As a PlayStation 2 Day 1 release title, it could sell you a PlayStation 2 by itself. This was the best way to play Madden. Did we play the PlayStation 1 Maddens? Yeah. Were they good? No. In my opinion, this was the first enjoyable Madden. This became the standard for sports titles going forward. Not only did it look good, it felt good too. Hindsight, is it a bit clunky? Oh yeah. But for its time, it was definitely an upgrade. For a while, we got newer and better Maddens each and every year after this that never felt like copy and paste, but we really can't say that nowadays. Number 4, Downhill Domination. Outside of Mario Kart, I haven't really enjoyed many racing games. Downhill Domination was a game that my cousin had back when it released in 2003, and we would spend many hours on the weekends playing. Fun downhill tracks, fun attacks such as smashing a stick off the head of a fellow racer, punching and kicking them as you race towards the finish line. It made for many laughs. Some tracks feature lightning strikes, pouring rain, snow. It's so much fun.
You'll also have to look out for a few other hazards.
There's going to also be a lot of dynamic hazards that come into play. We've got boulders that get triggered and you have to dodge those. There's actual spectators that get in the way of racing. If you hit them, you're both going to go down. We've got tons of wildlife, a moose, cow, bears, all these things that come surprise you.
Number 3, Grand Theft Auto 3. This was my introduction to Grand Theft Auto. And I have a confession. I am one of those people that just play long enough to get the freedom to cause havoc in the city. Missions are fun, but taking on the SWAT team or a tank is even better. Grand Theft Auto was the best when it came to using cheat codes. And don't lie, after we put them in enough, we had the all weapons code memorized. GTA prior to this used an overhead view, but just like Madden 2001, what an upgrade. I shouldn't have been playing this game at my age back in 2003, but man, I'm glad I experienced it. If you love GTA today, give this title its props. It's the reason you have what you have now. Number 2, Castlevania Lament of Innocence. They said Castlevania sucks in 3D. I say they don't know what they're talking about. Sure, the Nintendo 64 Castlevanias were brutal, but the PlayStation 2 knew what it was doing. I first watched my uncle tackle this game, and not long after he beat it, he gifted it to me with the strategy guide. This was one of those games that intimidated me. I knew it was a challenge, so for a long time I would just pick it up and set it back down. The older I got, I wanted to add this game to my completion list. I did use the guide, and honestly, I miss going back to the book to find something instead of just going to YouTube for a walkthrough. And I know, I'm guilty. I have a couple of my own on here. But anyway, the music, the castle, the story has a plot twist that blew my mind towards the end. The most memorable things from this game for me, though, is the battle with the Medusa head and the Forgotten One. Big Dog is just hanging down in the basement waiting on you. Symphony of the Night is my all-time favorite Castlevania, but man, this one is a close second. Number 1, SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Growing up a massive wrestling fan, there was nothing like playing SmackDown Shut Your Mouth for the first time. Seeing it was one thing, but actually playing was another. I know I'm not the only one that made up my own storylines and matches. I would use my free time in my 3rd grade class and read the strategy guide and write down my own shows. This game had a stacked roster with so many arenas. Fighting in the backstage areas of the first 2 SmackDown games were cool, but nothing like the freedom you got in this game. Climbing the SmackDown fist for the first time still brings a smile to my face when I think about it. The season mode had been done in previous games, but once again the PlayStation 2 had a way of introducing the next best thing, or in this case, the next big thing. Playing the inaugural Raw and SmackDown draft, the NWO Poison storyline, the Ric Flair Vince McMahon rivalry, it just had so much to offer. Some would say Here Comes the Pain is the better of the two. It is a fantastic sequel, but nothing can take SmackDown Shut Your Mouth from my number 1 spot. So what are your favorite PlayStation 2 games? Sound off in the comments below with your top 5. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in whatever it is that I do next.